who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Parkview Sport One Ice House for some Indiana high school hockey action. Tonight we got our second matchup. It's going to be the Carroll Chargers taking on the Homestead Spartans. But before we go any further, it is Veterans Day, and we have some special Veterans Night ceremonies going on here at the Ice House. So we'll open up the mic and let you listen in.
At this time, Greg Asala would like to honor his uncle, Frank Seaple, who was a communications sergeant for 6 years in the Army Reserve. We would also like to remember his great-grandfather, Tony Asala, who was an Army sailor for 3 years in World War II. Only was one of 6 brothers who served. Dylan Batch would like to remember his great-grandfather, Robert Singer, who served 3 years in the Army Medical Corps during World War II. We would also like to honor his grandfather, Jerry Blanchard, who served 2 years in the Air Force and ROTC. Cameron Craig would like to honor his uncle, Jason Wolf, who served 4 years in the Navy, including the Kosovo campaign in March to June of 1999. David Sly would like to honor his grandfather, Alvin Bonucci, who served 4 years in the Army during the Vietnam War. Carson Cartel would like to honor his grandfather, Kenny Cartel, who served 22.5 years in the Air Force and the Indiana Air National Guard, including service in Vietnam and the First Gulf War. Roland Burger would like to honor his grandfather, Michael Todd, who served in the Army during Vietnam. We would also like to remember his grandfather, David Burger, who served in the Army during Vietnam. We would also like to honor his father, Brian Burger, who served 6 years in the Air Force, including service in Operations Desert Storm and Desert Shield. Brandon Greenberg would like to honor his stepfather, Jeremy Fox, who served 26 years in the Air Force, including Desert Storm, Iraqi Freedom, Enduring Freedom, and the Global War on Terror. And finally, Caleb Community would like to honor his grandfather, Dennis Marteau, who served 2 years in the Navy and 2 years in the Navy Reserve. He was the first fireman out of boot camp and was the first crew member of the USS St. Louis, shelling Marines to Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in one more round of applause for our men and women warfighters, past and present. our national anthem.
All right, a massive thank you to all of our veterans so courageously serving this country at home and abroad. We owe a great debt to all of you and your bravery. So we're going to hop into some advertisements here from some of our sponsors that allow us to come out here and do these games each and every Wednesday and this week, Saturday night. Now, we'd like to remind you that today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Kelly Automotive Group is Indiana's #1 automotive group with over 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Please visit drivekelly.com. Simple, transparent, reliable. Tom Steel Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. He'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. The Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at the Big Eyed Fish. You're invited to join ProFed Credit Union, where we get to know you to better serve you. Sign up online in 5 minutes or stop by a branch today. Join ProFed today and start owning your financial future at profedcu.org. At Ottenweiler Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process, from bid to build. Visit OttenweilerContracting.com. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area. From ages 5 to 18, our players are equipped with elite level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board. Together, we can reach the summit. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. A system and solution that fits your unique needs. Visit AndersonCoolHeat.com. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has been a Fort Wayne favorite since 1973. El Azteca Mexican recipes are sure to tantalize your taste buds. Visit elaztecarestaurant.com. iCryo specializes in whole-body cryotherapy, body sculpting, cryofacials, infrared sauna, and compression therapy services. Check out Jalen Smith's signature location on Coliseum Boulevard by Blaze Pizza. And at Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Our specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in our new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, just across the street from the Ice House. No referral needed, saving you time and money. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more. I'm joined here on the broadcast today by my cameraman, Hunter Sosenheimer, and on color is Brandon Porter. Brandon, a rematch from Week 1 here with Carroll and Homestead, two traditional powers here in the Fort Wayne high school hockey scene. Homestead came out on top last time, probably not what Carroll was looking for, a little bit of an underwhelming performance, but what are you expecting out of this one tonight?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, and as we talked about in the first game, unfortunately, I missed our first game here. Looking back, though, at the goal production here for Carroll, it was Nolan Blakely and Chris Wallum. There's a name that you would see come up for the Carroll Chargers scoring production. Wow, Devin Perry with 12 penalty minutes. I have to watch him, see if he's going to be in the box today. There's one thing that they're going to have to not do is get in the box, as I'm pretty sure Homestead probably knocked a couple power play goals last week. But Homestead, they've turned it around the last couple seasons. I remember back when I played, and a couple of years after I graduated and I started doing the broadcasts here on Summit City Sports, that Homestead was they were pretty much on the bottom of the barrel, so to speak, a little bit. But under the direction of the new head coach, DJ Fisher, they've found some great talent. They've turned it around, and now they're leading. They're one of the top teams in the city, and quite arguably can make a push to be one of the top contenders in the state. Carroll, they've been on a bit of a downswing since we've started with the broadcasting here on Summit City Sports. They came in a couple of years ago, almost went perfect on the season. I think they went like 21-1 one year, and they've been a little bit on the decline, a bit of a rebuilding segment right now for Carroll, trying to regather the identity of the Carroll Chargers. Because as you mentioned before, back a couple of years ago, the powerhouses back then were the Carroll Chargers and the Leo Lions, both going through growing pains a little bit, as they're both relatively a little bit young in terms of grades with the players. But I'm pretty sure once they get everything settled down, they find those identities. I could see Carroll, Leo rejoining the Homestead Spartans and the Vipers, and this could potentially be a very competitive division once again, as now there's just 4 teams. As we mentioned a couple of years ago, they folded with Summit City and the Fort Wayne Bruins and Bishop Dwangers. So we'll look to see how this goes.
Yeah, you really hit it on the head there with Homestead. DJ Fisher, really, this team kind of turned around when he came in and took over. And a lot of that had to do with, a lot of the great personnel that the team had. You look back and think about guys like McNeil, Cody Hurley, guys that were staples of that team for 2 to 3 years now. And Zach Juarez kind of has to carry that mantle on for Homestead. Definitely not what I would call a rebuild for Homestead this year. They're still a pretty solid team, but definitely a retooling, and just like Carroll as well, same thing. Coming down from probably one of the best high school teams we're ever going to see in Fort Wayne, with the guys like Nick Ramsey, Adam Studi. Those teams were just incredible and really dominated the league for 3 years. Like you said, going 21-1 one season, and just that one regular season loss, making it to the state championship game that year, and unfortunately losing to Culver. I think that score was like 6-4. But they got some good young players. Brody Birch, I mentioned in the first game. He's a young player for them, an alternate captain, who he's going to drive the bus a little bit for him, And I think tonight one of the things that's going to hurt them is they're losing one of their better players. I don't think Devin Perry is going to be playing tonight. And he is, regardless of his penalties, probably their best player. So that one's obviously going to hurt. But Carroll, I think one of the things that hurt them in the last game was that they kind of looked out of game shape. And, so they played 4 games this past weekend. So hopefully they're a little bit more familiar with the flow. They're in closer to game shape. And Homestead, without a doubt, is in game shape. That team played 8 games during our regular season pause here, 4 games in the past 2 weekends each. So obviously a team that's very well practiced, and we'll have to see how that plays out. For the starting goalies tonight, it looks like Carroll's going to make a change. They went with Carson Carteau in the season opener, and this game they'll be going with Jared Reinhold, the senior, I believe. And then for Homestead, it's of course going to be Lane Copeland again over the freshman Doherty. So we'll expect to see a lot of Copeland this year. He's coming into this game with a 2.0 goals against average and a .9 save percentage, whereas Reinhold coming in with a 3.0 goals against and a .944 save percentage. That is from his relief outing in the season opener. So, Brandon, early predictions, how do we think this one's going to go score-wise?
Well, I could see Homestead taking off an early lead. As you mentioned before, they're missing players like Hurley, and I noticed Hunter Ramos isn't on here this year for Homestead. So I could see Homestead jumping out to an early lead, and then Carroll kind of trying to weather a storm, trying to mount a comeback.
Well, it looks like it'll be Klenke in for the draw for the Chargers. He'll lose that one. Homestead will gain control with Nicole. He'll start it ahead. Puck is knocked into the Homestead zone by Carroll forward on pursuit of Eisenbarger. Behind the net now he goes, pressured, loses the puck. That looks like Burge as a battle ensues in the corner down low. Carroll with some control. Leininger loses his stick and is going to have to play a little bit of soccer here. taken over by Nicole, chipped ahead and kept in at the blue line. Leininger blessed with the puck, but he can't pick up the stick in time. Comes right back around to him. He'll fend off Nicole. Cut to the middle, looks for a shot. Defended by Lane Copeland. Eisenbarger now starts it forward. He'll chip it around and get in the zone as the Homestead defensemen change. Eisenbarger wins the puck race, loses control. His shot is saved by Reinhold. Now the Chargers come forward. Leininger, 1-on-5, just fires one on Copeland as his teammates change. Woolham first on the scene. Taken over by Jeanette. Turned right over to Leininger, who will backhand one in and go for a change. Richardson controls, forechecked by the Chargers. Now that puck is kept in by Davies and slammed down, where it'll be played by Copeland. Jeanette off his stick and will be held by Copeland.
Oh, Carroll so far coming out with the pretty bit of a speed game already. Let's see if they can continue it here. 13:45 remaining here in the first period.
Carroll wins the draw off to Ringenberg. Craig has it. He's attacked by two blue jerseys and sends it low for Woolham. Woolham cuts back around, throws a backhand pass in front, nobody home, and pursued by a teammate. Sent down low again, Woolham controls. Another pass in front, and Copeland comes up with the big save on Ringenberg in the slot.
Great job there by the goaltender Copeland, identifying the threat in the low slot, coming out, trying to challenge as much as he could, ultimately making the save. Let's check here on our replay. Simple pass down low and then great feed into the slot. Great save.
Puck kept in at the blue line by Carroll. Homestead comes ahead. Now that's Brimmer who chips it around Woolham. He gets the puck, but his stick checked, and three Homestead jerseys are there immediately. Ringenberg brings it out for Carroll. Dekes around Fix. He's got support from Davies. Takes it wide. Turns, fires, nobody home. Just barely squeaks out on Mulholland. Just didn't get there quite fast enough, and the faceoff will be outside the zone.
Yeah, it looks like Carroll's trying to institute a speed game, which could be very beneficial for them. I remember back when I played for them, we really emphasized on our speed game, and it looks like they're trying to get back to that.
Carroll, definitely one of the faster teams with some of their young players, smaller players. Puck is held in by Homestead. Tigner slow to get to it, but it will be pursued by Byler for the Spartans. And a pass is just fired out of the zone there by Klenke. Recovered by Brimmer. Excuse me, that's not Brimmer. That's Doherty. They all look the same. Can't believe I didn't know that one. And now here comes Carroll again. Puck comes to Mulholland. He's immediately checked by Nicole, and Homestead will come away with it. Bounces around the neutral zone, and here comes Reichert. Tries to get it low for the Spartans. Loses control, but the battle is still there. He's got teammate support. And Byler comes away with it before the puck comes out high to a Carroll player, and they're out of the zone. Player goes for a change after whiffing on getting that one ahead. Now Nicole's in pursuit. Goes down on Klenke, and it comes out to Eisenbarger before it's picked up by a Carroll forward coming through the zone with speed. That's Brody Burge. He's got Leininger with him. Cuts to the middle. Shot saved. Follows it up. Score! Brody Burge or Simon Leininger, one of the two, following up the shot, banging home the rebound, and Carroll gets out to a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, great job here as we look at our replay. As they just pick it up here in their own defensive end. They head down on a 2-on-1 play, and the initial shot looks like it just rolls off the, it was blocked in front, so it got settled down right in the high slot, and it looks like they shot it in off the defense. We'll have to see who gets the goal.
Great puck pursuit there by Carroll. You saw Burge come through with speed, and that's what he's going to have to do, is speedy forward, like I mentioned in the open. He's going to have to drive the bus a little bit for them here, becoming a little bit of an older player, especially with Perry out. Now Leininger carries it in, runs into the referee, Kohlmeyer, and it's taken over by Jeanette. He'll go far side for number 61, Elkins, but Demiri knocks away for Carroll. Jeanette takes back over on his own blue line. And here comes Juarez touching the puck. He's taken down by Leininger, no call. Leininger controls in the neutral zone, drops it back for a teammate who wasn't ready for it. That's Phillips. And he just softly plays one around for Juarez of the Homestead Spartans. Jeanette now takes it from Juarez, and now it's pursued by Elkins again. And Burge tries to get some of that speed, potentially going to have a chance here if he can turn around on Loxton. Gets a shot, fires wide off of Reinhold. Excuse me, not Reinhold, Copeland. And Carroll will regroup in their own zone. That puck will go down for an icing. Woolham couldn't get to it fast enough on the stretch pass by Davies.
So good job by Carroll. That's something that they really needed to do, is get out and get on the board first and try to build off the momentum that they'll have. Problem is, you get, like I said, our Homestead, they have players, Asiala, Jeanette, Besh, Doherty. You know, look up and down Homestead's lineup. I mean, there's plenty of players that Carroll's going to have to really watch if they want to maintain this lead.
Homestead also a bit of a bigger team, especially the Doherty boys. You see Elliott up here playing forward. Previously been a defenseman as Asiala takes over and fires a shot on Reinhold. But Doherty, traditionally a defenseman in his previous 3 seasons, Elliott that is, and now he's playing up on forward. So that kind of shows you the confidence I think that they have in their defense core. They're able to move a guy who's been playing top minutes in defense for a long time, like Doherty, up to a forward spot.
Yeah, I noticed that when we had our rosters. You got the Doherty triplets.
Yeah, absolutely. All big-bodied guys, and that's a theme for Homestead. They got some big boys. Reinhold will cover it on the puck coming out from the corner. That was Doherty down there on the scene. He's playing with Brimmer and Fix tonight. A couple of younger players for the team. Fix, after 1 year playing on the JV team, he's back up, a senior. And then Brimmer playing center on that line. He'll win the draw out to Asiala. Sends it into the corner down low for Fix. He picks it up, but he's pressured. Gets teammate support there from Brimmer. Puck still loose. No one coming away with it. Now it looks like Brimmer will. He'll take it to the center. Pass misfires for Doherty, and it'll be sent down into the corner by Richardson. Far side. Looks like Ringenberg on the scene first for Carroll. Can't clear it. Asiala walks the line, and the shot is deflected by a couple of Carroll players, and away they come. That's Ringenberg. Can't quite handle it. Left to just fling it ahead, and it goes to Homestead. Brimmer chips it ahead to absolutely no one on his team. Davies recovers, and they'll send it back for Demiri, who mishandles. Flanking now on it, and there's going to be a penalty called on a Carroll Charger.
Jacob Kohlmeyer, our official tonight. And looks like Ringenberg is going to go for a cross check. .24 remaining here in the first. Carroll up 1-0.
Yep, Carroll comes away with it now behind their own net. Fire almost hits the official. Asiala recovers. Fires that one high and wide. It's Byler on it now for the Homestead Spartans, and a beautiful redirection there by, I believe that was Elkins. Look at that one. That's about as good as it gets for, I think he's a freshman. Just in the slot right there with a lot of speed on that play there from Byler. Just tips it right up into that corner. Saved by Reinhold, but that is how you do it if you're trying to score goals. We saw a lot of that with the Vipers earlier in this one. Byler holds it at the line across to Asiala. Asiala now down to Eisenbarger. He'll take a look, finds a teammate far side, saved by Reinhold. Way to get across there and rob, I think, Besh of the goal. And Burge comes away with it and clears. And it's Blakely in pursuit. He's going to get to that puck first. Asiala there to challenge him, and he'll come away with it. But the pressure from Carroll forces a cross-ice pass. Here comes Besh. He'll pass it and tipped in by Elkins. Burge recovers. Fires it straight down. Held in by Asiala. Fires high off the arm of Reinhold. And Burge is going to flip that one out of play. Facing some pressure from Elkins. Thought he might go back at him and try and, get involved with some extracurriculars, but not going to happen with 8:28 to go in the period and 1:04 left in the penalty to Ringenberg.
I'm not quite sure what they were blowing the whistle for. I think it was a hand pass, potentially?
I think the backhand pass went and hit the net. Is what happened. But either way, Juarez loses the draw. Away with it comes Leininger, trying to dangle through 3 Homestead Spartans, but it's recovered by Reichert, and now started ahead by Nicole. Turnover straight onto the stick of Leininger. We'll try and split 2 defenders, unable to do so. Now Nicole turns it back ahead. Dockery takes a look with it. Stretch pass picked up by Juarez, not the intended target, but they'll take it. Dropped off for Nicole. Nicole continues to take it down low. He'll cut to the net. Backhand feed. He's stopped by Reinhold.
Ooh, that one just under the pad, right near his skate. I think he just, it was good timing, very close timing as he dropped the pad on the ice as he saw that the shot was along the ice.
Reinhold certainly getting tested early as that puck comes clear. It'll be Reichert back to start it for the Spartans with Nicole. He'll pass it to Jeanette. Jeanette tries to feed to Juarez in the middle of the ice. Shot doesn't get all of it, and Phillips is going to be there for Carroll. Comes out top to Reichert. He'll take his time with it. Fires a shot high off the shoulder of Reinhold, and Carroll will clear with 10 seconds to go on the penalty. And it looks like they will have killed this one off. Reichert for Homestead, gains the red line. Now he's in the blue line, takes a bump from a Carroll defender. That's Demiri. Burge finds it behind the net. He'll carry it ahead. Coming out of his own end, he'll dump it in. And the 2-on-5 forecheck starts for Carroll. Doherty gets it, but it's picked up by Carroll before going back into Homestead's hands. Juarez all alone, 1-on-5 as his teammates change, just looking to kill some time, and he fires one on Reinhold, who will hold for a face-off.
Yeah, definitely Reinhold being tested early here, and they're not exactly, low danger shots. They're very high quality chances for the Spartans, and Reinhold holding the fort right now.
Absolutely, definitely doing a good job and proving why they gave him the start. Eisenbarger in on the draw for Homestead. Byler picks it up, and it's sent right back up top for Carroll. They'll come away with it. That one's going to be dumped in, but will be an icing.
Well, 6:43 remaining here in the first, still 1-0 Carroll. But if I was to make a prediction, I could see either Asiala or Besh will be the ones who get this tied up at 1 if they are able to do so.
Asiala, a unique pick, a small defender, but we've seen him really grow into his role here in the past couple of seasons. Just a freshman when I finished my career playing high school. Carroll gets it now, potential 4-on-2 brewing here, but they'll just choose to dump it straight to Asiala. In pursuit is Mulholland. It'll go off of his throat, it looked like, and a tip misses. Eisenbarger picks it up off the wall with speed. He's got Besh far side. Turns the corner, feeds one in front, saved by Reinhold. Reinhold just locking it down right now. Asiala fires, and that one is snagged by the glove of Reinhold. 6:10 to go. But boy, is Homestead challenging now 1-0 lead of Carroll. This is more what we expected to see off the start. Isn't that right, Brandon?
Yeah, definitely what we were really planning on seeing. We'll take a look here at our replay. A good job by Homestead gathering in their defensive zone, and then they just turn on the Jets. And a good centering feed to Besh, but Reinhold diving over, makes the save to keep it 1-0.
Carroll tries to clear, but it goes off one of the stanchions, comes out to neutral ice where Homestead will still pick it up. Reichert tries to get around one, and it's just flipped into the center of the the zone by Carroll. We're going to have a whistle here for a hand pass.
Yeah, obviously Besh being a senior leader, obviously he's very proven goal scorer. One reason why I kind of picked Asiala is I've seen him really take charge. I've seen him, sometimes he has a good offensive-minded push, and when he goes, he goes.
Absolutely. Fiedler takes it down in the corner for Carroll. Battles ensue. Henry Doherty gets it to Elliot Doherty, who will just chip it out to Demiri at center ice. He'll recover in his own zone. Takes a second, but goes up the wall to Woolham. Doesn't find Woolham's stick, and Homestead right back. Brimmer with fix. Fires. deflected by Demiri. Fix gets it, but it goes right to a Carroll player. Puck trickles back in the Carroll zone. Demiri pressured by Doherty, but still hangs on to it. Here come the Chargers. Fiedler bumped off by Bremer. Now Davies, I believe, is going to pick up the mantle, but it comes out to Doherty. He'll take a look, go far side to a wide open Elkins. Elkins backhands one on Reinhold, saved. Carroll will take a second and set up a breakout. Pressured by Jeanette. Doesn't happen. Here they come. And Homestead will pick it up. Nicole. Pressured by Davies. He'll fall, and that's going to be a penalty on the Carroll Chargers.
I can see Juarez also being one to tie it up for Homestead, but right now it looks like we have I think Davies going to the box for the trip.
You know, coming onto this power play for Homestead, one player that we didn't mention Homestead losing in the open was Dylan Marks, who had played a really big role, a sniper role for them in the last couple of years. A great shot, now playing with the Fort Wayne Spacemen. This is an ideal situation for someone like him. Nicole fans on it. Here comes Leininger. He's going to be challenged by Reichert. Great play there by Reichert. Nicole will be there next. Leininger picks it up for Carroll, but not before Nicole can swat it away. Now Jeanette trying to settle things down a little bit. Plays it up the wall to Doherty. Doherty's got Juarez with him. Tries to dangle, doesn't go anywhere. It's going to be picked up by Carroll in the far side corner. Clear doesn't happen. Jeanette there to deflect it away, but now here comes Carroll again. That's Clanky. Dangles,
nice
that's Blakely. And now Blakely is going to draw a penalty. And it'll be a hook. It looks like that's going to be on number 4, Reichert. And we'll play 4-on-4 for a minute 25.
So Dallas Reichert getting the hooking call, ultimately killing this power play chance for Homestead. And I got to admit, Carroll's really impressing me right now with how they're coming out and opening this game.
Absolutely, and here's a great scoring chance for them. Guys like Woolham, Tigner, Burge out there, 3 of their better players, as well as Demiri. But it'll be Homestead that starts it ahead with the face-off win. Byler tries to get to it, and before Reinhold can play it up to neutral ice. Eisenberger regroups with Nicole. He'll play it up the wall a little bit early of his intended target, and it's taken over by Demiri. Eisenberger picks it up, and that one's knocked away by Woolham. He'll retrieve still in the corner, does Eisenberger. Skates out to the top, makes a pass across to a teammate. That's Nicole. Nicole fires, ensnared in the glove of Jared Reinhold. 53 seconds remaining on the penalty to Homestead. That's Carroll, and a minute 28 remaining on the penalty to Reichert of Homestead. 3:32 in the period. Eisenberger will step in on the draw for the Spartans. He's flanked by teammate Byler, but it doesn't matter because coming away with it is Blakely. He's got Leininger, but he'll just chip it in, gets around the check of Doherty. Copeland acts like he's going to play it, but Asiala gets there first. Byler now battling with Leininger. And Leininger, that's Blakely now gets the best of him, but not before Eisenberger takes it away. Dumps it in and blocked down by Doherty. Now Eisenberger going to play one-on-one with the freshman Phillips. Tries to go around him, and Phillips stands his ground, knocks that one away. But Byler picks it back up, tries to get a shot on goal. Not going to happen. Doherty with plenty of time at the top. He'll skate it down low. Gets around one, goes behind the net. He's got Asiala up top. He'll hold on to it for now, and he'll just go for a skate. As the 4-on-4 is about to expire, and Homestead will go on a brief power play. Or Carroll will go on a brief power play. Doherty brings it back in now. Toe drag, backhand on Reinhold, and he'll hold with 31 seconds on the power play remaining for Carroll.
Smart move by Doherty. Pulling back, not forcing anything. Just make sure they get the kill for now they're on the penalty kill, so we look forward to keeping this at a 1-0 game, or maybe looking for a shorty.
Yeah, face off in the Carroll zone. Demiri comes away with it for the Chargers. He'll start it ahead, slowly skating it forward, and he'll gain the red line. All alone with no teammate support, he'll be forced to just dump it in. Nicole picks it up for Homestead. He'll look to start it ahead. Backhands it right into the netting. 13 seconds to go on the power play for the Chargers, 2:17 in the period. Wool will step into the draw for the Chargers with Clanky and Demiri playing defense for him. He's got Davies and someone else out there who I can't identify because of these numbers. Love the jerseys with the American flag numbers, but Carroll tries to feed one through, doesn't happen. Demiri now, he'll fire. Knocked down in front by Jeanette, and it's sent all the way down as the power play expires. Reinhold plays it, fumbles it for a second as Juarez gets to the scene. He'll retreat to his net. Woolham, a little backhand play to himself. It's a 3-on-3 situation here. Juarez on him hard. Feeds one in front for Copeland to clean up and hold on to for another face-off.
It's a good job by both teams effectively just letting the time roll off on the board. Both penalties killed, still remaining a 1-0 game.
You got to think Carroll will be happy to wind some clock down with that 1-0 lead of theirs. And, you know, with the way Reinhold's playing, I mean, who knows? Maybe this will hold for them and tack on a couple more. Is Henry Doherty. Sends it up the wall. That'll be Byler before it's taken away by Blakely. Feeds one in front. Finds the teammate. Score! That's Leininger. And Carroll, just like that, leads 2-0 in the first period.
Great job there by the Carroll Chargers, getting to the near side corner, picking up the loose puck and getting it out to Simon Leininger, picking up his second of the game.
Carroll had been trying that just blind pass out to the middle of the slot for what seems like the last 5 or 10 minutes. It finally found a home, and Leininger able to just bury that one. Wow. Not what we were expecting probably here, Brandon.
Not at all.
Looking really good right now are the Carroll Chargers. Brimmer brings it into the zone. A nice drop pass between the legs for Doherty, and that'll be swallowed up by Reinhold with 1:26 to go. Trailing by 2, the Homestead Spartans.
Burge and Blakely getting the assists.
It'll be Brimmer and Woolham drawing the face-off duties here on this one. Tie up. And it'll be Brimmer that tries to get a shot off on it, but it will not go anywhere. It'll be cleared all the way down for Copeland to play it. He'll just pass it right off to Reichert. Reichert plays it up the wall for Fix, tips it to Woolham, but Woolham can't carry it in because his teammates were offside. Elliot Doherty, quick tip pass to Brimmer. Here come the Spartans, but it's turned right over to Woolham. And now Fiedler tries to bring it ahead. Asiala closes on him, and he'll be forced to dump it in, where he'll be met by a big body of Doherty. Now Fix will clean it up on the wall. Takes a second, passes it right through the middle of the ice, and Asiala will take it. Looks to start it ahead and finds the stick of teammate Brimmer. And it's fired straight into Brimmer. He'll take a shot, saved by Reinhold. Asiala now holds it, puts it into open ice while his teammates take a small change. And now it goes up ahead to Davies. Davies 1-on-4, but that's broken up by Asiala before it can be dangerous. Fiedler tries to take a run ahead. That's Tigner tries to take a run at him. And it goes down into the corner where Copeland will play behind the net. Leininger picks it up, looking for another goal. Continues to skate through the center of the ice, dangles a couple, rips it, and that one was going to go way left, but blocked by the cluster of holes that were in the slot. And now a save by Copeland with 8.4 seconds to go in the first.
Definitely not the start Homestead was looking to have here, down 2-0. Like you said, 8.4 remaining here in the first, but if you're Carroll, this is the best start you could probably have. Maybe not tacking one more on there before the end of the period. Definitely enough time to do so.
Yeah, absolutely an ideal start for Homestead. It's Carroll. I'm sure Homestead will have a lot to talk about here in the brief intermission. As the clock winds down, it'll be Nicole trying to fend off one more Carroll goal in this period. And time will expire as Juarez dumps it out to center. All right, well, that'll be it for the first period. Carroll leads 2-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds on SummitCitySports.com. back to the Sport One Parkview Ice House. More Indiana high school hockey about to get underway here with the second period of action between the Homestead Spartans and the Carroll Chargers. Carroll leading 2-0 here in the first intermission. Jared Reinhold, though, has to be the story for Carroll, Brandon. Holding strong so far, fending off a lot of really good scoring chances.
Yeah, that's the key thing here is really good scoring chances by Homestead. And Reinhold has done a very good job standing tall for Carroll, weathering the storm a couple times, enabling them to go up 2-0. But one thing you got to do if you're Carroll is tighten up defensively. Don't let them have those high danger chances in the slot area. You want to keep them towards the outside as much as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see here, Homestead, one of their players that's going to have to get going is Zach Juarez. Hasn't been really involved a whole lot so far this game. He's their captain and one of their primary scorers, so he's going to have to really get it going here in the second period. But that puck will trickle down immediately for an icing. With just 8 seconds ticking off the clock, it'll be Burge and his unit out there for Carroll looking to add to that lead right off the start here. Nolan Blakely kind of stepping into a bigger role here for the Chargers. Already a senior, which feels crazy. I feel like he just started playing last year, but definitely a big bot. Fires, tipped, just barely doesn't score. Wow, what a tip play there by the Chargers. That one will be offsides, but wow, Brandon, absolute rocket here from the point. Nearly gets tipped through the wide open 5-hole of Copeland. Must have been sitting just on the goal line.
And this puck, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Bridgestone Tires. I remember that play. Me and my friend joked about it back in the 14 Cup final between LA and the Rangers. They had a very similar thing where it squeaked through and it just parked on the goal line.
Here comes Jeanette. He tries to get one free. Not going to happen. Burge first on the scene. Now Leininger tries to chip it past Elkins. Not going to happen. Now here comes Burge starting it ahead for the Chargers. He's got support. Gives it off to Leininger. Leininger takes it down, turns the corner on Reichert, and controls. He's going to put the brakes on and stop behind the net. He'll take a look, has Tigner at the point. Won't give it to him quite yet, holds on. The battle ensues. Homestead tries to take over. Simon Leininger still keeps it. Now goes to Tigner. His shot just goes nowhere, and it'll be cleaned up by Juarez. Juarez turns and burns Tigner. Now he's one-on-one. As the Carroll Chargers back check, he tries to go around, but a great defensive play there by Clanky of the Carroll Chargers. Now Blakely tries to steal it, but Eisenbarger comes away with it on the half wall. And Loxton can't hold it in for the Spartans. He'll regroup, and the Chargers get ready to hold the line. The pass doesn't find a home. Now it's on the blue line. Leininger on there for the Chargers, and it's being dug at by Nicole, and will finally go into the corner, where Eisenbarger will forecheck for the Spartans. He gets a piece of that rim attempt, and it goes nowhere. Byler will take over. Now it's Eisenbarger. He's bumped off by Burge. The pass in front is deflected away by the Chargers, but still finds its way to Reinhold, who will hold for a face-off.
Homestead turning up the pressure right now, as the last couple really good chances have been down inside the Carroll defensive zone.
That puck will come out of the zone, and coming after it with some aggression is Davies. We'll chase it all the way back into the Homestead zone, where the puck is tipped ahead by Besh. And now Eisenbarger, he's going to try and burn Demiri. Lifts the stick. Reinhold comes out to save it, and the puck gets behind the net. Besh cleans it up for Homestead. He's facing some defense. Now Eisenbarger back down low. Brings it right past the half wall. He'll go to the top. The shot just wide of the net for Homestead. That was Richardson. Byler cleans it up. He's bodied off by Demiri. Sticking with it, though. And it'll come to a cluster of Chargers, and Woolham will bring it ahead. Woolham, a burst of speed down the left side. Stops behind the net. Asiala on there. Demiri fans on the pass, and here comes Eisenbarger. Demiri's got to beat him to the net, but he's gassed. Eisenbarger backhand scores!
What a great individual effort by Eisenbarger. Gets Homestead within one.
The Spartans finally break through after what seems like at least 10 high-quality scoring chances turned aside by Reinhold. It's finally Eisenbarger coming through with the backhand here on the breakaway. And they bring this one within one with 12:19 to go.
Here at the replay, it's Eisenbarger all alone. Good job going backhand.
And a way to really elevate that backhand as well. Tigner has it for the Chargers. Passes for Blakely. He'll just tip it ahead where Nicole will recover, and Brimmer gets it for Homestead. Tries to dump it in, doesn't get all of it, and the Chargers recover, and it'll force a battle at the blue line. Nicole again with it, tries to handle it in traffic, and it gets inside the zone. Nicole tries to pressure, but the Chargers come away with it. Potential 2-on-1 developing. Here come the Chargers. That's Leininger. Score! And the Chargers come right back and restore the 2-goal lead.
That's a great sequence there. Eisenbarger getting Homestead within one. Carroll coming right back down. And pretty much just saying, no, we'll take that 2-goal lead back. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Leininger just going at it tonight for Carroll with the goals. I believe you said that would be his third?
That should be the hat trick if it's Leininger.
That's what we call putting the team on your back right now. Simon Leininger. Let him know. 3-1. Just comes right back. Less than just about 32 seconds, I think, between goals. And we're right back to where we were. Now Woolham tries to play it before Fix gets it and dumps it into the zone. Bounces around to Ringenberg. He'll bring it ahead. Tries to chip it for Woolham. That one is deflected at the line by Homestead. Will not be an icing. Nicole gets there before Woolham does. And Homestead picks it up. Pass comes up to Doherty. He'll carry it in. He's got support with Fix. Tries to toe drag. Doesn't happen on Ringenberg. Now Loxton fires it straight into Woolham. And now here comes Carroll again. Woolham, forehand shot, saved by Copeland. Rebound, score! The Chargers are absolutely electric tonight. 4-1 lead.
This is from what I've heard from you when you were here last game back on the 25th or 21st of October. This is a complete 180 for both teams. As this is unbelievable. Carroll is just coming out and bringing it tonight right now.
Absolutely. You know, one of the things in the last game that really separated these teams was the high danger chances. Homestead still getting their lion's share of chances here. The difference is Carroll is executing on these now when they really weren't the last time around. And, you know, 4-1, man. This was definitely not what I was expecting. This is definitely more like what Carroll was hoping for. And they don't even have Devin Perry. Just a great performance so far tonight. Still not even halfway through, but this Carroll team is coming to play tonight. Reichert controls for Homestead. He starts it ahead. Picked up in the neutral zone, but the pass misses Juarez. He'll still come away with it, but he'll just dump it right down to Carroll. Holds it in, fires it straight into his teammate Elkins. There's a collision between two Spartans. Comes out to neutral ice. Henry Doherty now with it. He chips it down low. Demiri there first for Carroll. He'll pass it right up to Jeanette. Jeanette shoots. Shoulder save again by Reinhold. Can't get to a freeze. And the ref blocks Henry Doherty, so that'll allow Carroll more time to forecheck. Rims it around, does Doherty. Doesn't find it Juarez until the red line. And he'll just send it right back down to Doherty on the other side. That one will almost be an icing before Demiri blocks it at the blue line. He'll take it around behind the net as some of his teammates complete a change. Puck is chipped out to the red line before Reichert comes away with it for Homestead and chips it right back up. Blakely steals it away for Carroll. He'll try and toe drag, and it'll trickle over to Copeland, who will hold for a whistle with 9:53 to go in the second period.
Definitely a very strong performance right now for the Carroll Chargers. One thing that you got to remember, this Homestead team is loaded up with some pretty good talent. So Carroll has to stay on the gas and keep shutting down Homestead right now. This might not. Here comes Homestead.
Absolutely. Here comes Byler. Puck is knocked away from him. Battle ensues. It bounces around. Burge gets it out for Carroll, and it'll come right back to Richardson. He'll go cross ice for Asiala. He'll gain the red line and fire it in on Reinhold, who will block that one away. Leininger picks it up. He'll go behind the net now for the Chargers with nothing but open ice in front of him until he's met by Eisenbarger. Gets around him with ease, and he continues to battle with it all the way into the zone. He'll pick it up instead of Burge, but can't handle it, and Eisenbarger picks it up. Feeds out to Besh. Besh has an opportunity if he turns and burns here on Tigner. not going to happen, but he gets it down the corner. Has Eisenbarger with him. Doesn't feed it to him, but Eisenbarger picks it up anyways. Fans on the pass up to the top of the circles, the top of the point. And Nicole will come away with it in his own zone. Now Asiala goes cross ice for Besh, who almost gets railed. That one is chipped in, and Carroll will recover again. Taking their time, they have a stretch pass open, doesn't see it, and he'll just shoot it right down to Nicole, who will still have it right at the red line. He'll control and dangle in before he's blocked by his own teammate Brimmer. And Homestead will have to regroup again. Doherty tight turns and fires into the zone. Will be stopped behind the net by Reinhold, picked up by one of his defenders. Rimmed up to Loxton, who just sends it right back down. Elliott Doherty controls behind the net for the Spartans. Right in front, just misses the stick of his intended target, Brimmer. And puck will come all the way out. Loxton's going to have to skate it down for the Spartans. He just looks and fires it, and that one will be an icing.
One thing that I've definitely noticed between last year and this year is Carroll is doing a very good job positional-wise. They're doing a much better job with staying where they're supposed to be, not running around chasing the puck. Sometimes last year you'd see the defenseman just chase a guy around the entire sheet of ice, and they're doing a much better job of playing positional hockey.
Absolutely, as Carroll almost has another scoring chance. Won't fire that one on. Wasn't quite handled by Copeland, but nonetheless, Homestead comes away with it. Brimmer takes it down low and stick handles behind the net. He's still sticking with it. Turns it down there for Phillips, who will retrieve for the Chargers. Woolham now. He's pinned to the wall by a blue jersey. 2-on-2 battle. Fix comes away with it, skates to the front, fires one high. That one comes out to the top of the point for Doherty. Doherty fires just to the right of Reinhold, missed the teammate stick. And Phillips again fires it right out to Doherty. He'll send it down low. Not all the way down, and we're going to have a penalty. It's going to be a slash.
So we'll see who this is on. Slashing.
Looks like Doherty skating to the sin bin, so Carroll will have another power play chance here.
That's Elliott Doherty, too, I believe.
And that'll hurt them because he would almost certainly be out here on a penalty kill situation. And instead now he's sitting in the box, but his brother is out there, Henry, just a freshman, but still a big boy. Carroll will handle it now. Burge in the middle of the ice. He'll skate it ahead. Takes his time. He'll put the brakes on. Finds Leininger. Leininger can't handle it, though, and Juarez comes away with it. He'll float it to center ice, where the Chargers are slow to retrieve it. Clanky will just throw one at the wall. Burge gets there, and he'll send it back to Clanky. Over to Demiri now. Carroll looking to get something set up here. Demiri goes cross ice for Burge. They'll leave it for Demiri on the wall. Back down to Burge. Into the middle of the ice. Nobody home. Demiri just fires one. That goes high and comes out to Leininger on the far side. Leininger skates it down. Now gives to Burge. Burge gives out to Clanky. He skates down. Passes over to Demiri. Demiri fires. And that one is cleared out by Homestead. Clanky almost saves it, but now here Juarez in hot pursuit. That puck is chipped up and into the Homestead bench. 6:12 remaining in the second period and 50 seconds on the penalty to Doherty.
Yeah, another strong chance by Carroll is in and out of the glove of the goaltender Copeland for Homestead, as Carroll looking to extend the lead even further to make it 5-1.
Absolutely. Still 50 seconds remain on the power play. Woolham is in for the draw against Eisenbarger. He'll win it, and Craig fans it to the wall for Eisenbarger, who will just chip it into the corner. Goes in pursuit. He'll fall, but takes a Carroll player with him. And now the puck comes all the way down to Homestead, and they'll fire it straight back down, just missing the glove of Craig. Eisenbarger again in pursuit, but it'll be Woolham who comes away with it for the Chargers. He'll bring it forward. Trying to get around Byler, he does, but Eisenbarger is going to win that foot race and skate it behind his own net. Stops and sends it to the wall where he was looking for a teammate, didn't find one. Now Carroll has it again. Ringenberg in the corner, and he'll continue to try to just throw it around the wall behind the net. Eisenbarger will chip it out. Byler tries to gain some speed here on Woolham. Woolham keeps him off of it and bumps him into the wall, but Byler sticks with it. There's going to be a penalty there on Woolham. And Eisenbarger finds it. That puck is turned aside by Reinhold. Richardson with it for Homestead. Sends it down for Besh. Right, I don't even remember that player's name. Byler, excuse me, will misfire. And the net comes off its moorings, and we'll have a penalty here to Chris Woolham with 5:03 in the second period.
Yeah, this will be a full power play for Homestead as the penalty to Doherty is off the board.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Brandon, but was their last goal on a power play?
Homestead's, I do not think so. I think it came even strength.
All right, well, nonetheless, it'll be Juarez, Doherty, Jeanette, Reichert, and Nicole, I believe, out there on the power play for the Spartans. Juarez steps in, ties up, still there, and they'll go into Carroll territory. Phillips sends it up the wall to Nicole, bounces to Nicole. He'll send it down to Jeanette, but Blakely finds it, and he just backhands a chip into Homestead bench with 13 seconds being killed off the penalty. Out face-off will be in the zone to the right of Reinhold. No player changes. Still going to be Juarez stepping in. Jeanette gets it to Reichert. Reichert immediately over to Nicole. Nicole tries to make a move, doesn't happen. Phillips, and now he'll take his turn shooting it into the Homestead bench. Brandon, I guess they're just trying to send a message.
Well, I guess good thing there's no delay of game right now in the high school hockey, or this would be an extended 5-on-3 at this rate.
Nicole now with it for Homestead. He'll go across to Reichert, who will send it down low for Doherty. Doherty turns around and will skate back up the wall looking for his options. Carroll doing a good job of applying a little bit of pressure to him. He'll go down low for Juarez. Now back to Doherty. He's pressured by Fiedler. Now Juarez all alone in this area. Doesn't happen though. Reichert finds it on the miss pass by Juarez. Blakely comes away with it. He'll chip it out and clear, and Carroll will look to change.
Carroll using the large box on the penalty kill scheme.
Copeland immediately plays it ahead to Juarez, who will gain the zone right back for Carroll, who did get a chance to change their forwards. Bounces around through the goal mouth. Now Carroll attempts a clear, and that one will go up into the netting. That was Tigner on the attempt. With 50 seconds to go in the power play, 3:53 in the period.
As I mentioned, Carroll looks like they're going with the large box penalty kill scenario. Great for controlling shots from the point, but as far as a down-low play, it's pretty hard to cover the slot with the large box formation.
Absolutely. Tigner clears it off the face-off, and Copeland will stop it for his team. Asialo will pause behind the net and get it set up.
Turnover.
Pass goes straight to Burge. Burge, 2-on-1 chance here. Oh my goodness, had the whole side of the net, just wasn't ready to put that one home. And the battle ensues. He's holding the puck there, challenged by now 4 Homestead Spartans are going to go in for it. And that's Elkins, will just come out and ready to break out. Asialo once again put the brakes on behind his net. See if they try to go Eisenbarger again. They do not. They go Byler, can't handle it off his stick, and Tigner sends it right back in. Deflected by Burge allows Homestead to recuperate. And it's Asialo again with it, looking to start ahead for the Spartans. He'll skate forward. Gives it to Eisenbarger as they cross the red line, and it'll be dumped in. Besh for Homestead is first on the scene. But it's cleared back out again. Here comes Ringenberg with the chance. Asialo on the back check. Has to take the bad angle shot, and it's turned aside by Copeland. Tigner gets to it, and that's a shot on goal and an offsides, Brandon. That's going to go all the way down, just like we saw in the first game. But some good pressure there from Carroll on the penalty kill.
Yeah, that's about as effective of a penalty kill as you can be. Tying it up at the opposition corner, about 200 feet away from your net. Can't get much more further away than that. So great job by the Carroll Charger penalty kill.
Yep, keeping them 200 feet away from your net is an effective penalty killing strategy. Penalty now over. We're back at 5-on-5 with 2:35 to go. It's Carroll bringing it forward. A shot is turned aside by Copeland. Fix tries to pass it ahead for Spartans. Doesn't happen, but they'll come away with it anyways. Davies intercepts in the neutral zone. He'll turn it back into the Homestead zone where Brimmer retrieves. He'll go D to D for Nicole, who can't handle it off the wall. Fiedler misses, and it's Woolham who takes the shot that is turned aside by Nicole. Fix will get to it on the wall, not before a Carroll Charger defender is there. And it's Brimmer trying to chip it out. It just squeaks out of the zone, but the body check of Woolham prevents Fix from getting it. Now here comes Elliott Doherty. He shoots on Reinhold, who turns it aside. Comes back to Reinhold, and he'll hold for a whistle. 1:53 to go in the second period.
Copeland seems to be struggling a little bit right now. Gathering, when they shoot it straight into him, I've noticed in the last couple of shots, they'll hit his chest and they'll bounce out. He's having a little bit difficult time gathering it in his chest and holding it in his chest. Last couple shots I don't know if it's just a mental thing, you know, Carroll going up 4-1, or if he's just having a bit of an off night. I'm not sure what it is, but he seems to be having a hard time with rebound control right now.
Yeah, who knows? Definitely looked better in that first game against Carroll, so could be a little bit rattled now with that early goal, as it's back down near him now. Homestead, Jeanette can't get it out. Asiala now has it behind the net, puts the brakes on. Still a couple Chargers in the area. It'll be fumbled out to center by Doherty before Mulholland can just slap it right back in. Asiala again, touching the puck a lot here in the last few minutes, Brandon. Maybe he'll get the goal.
He's definitely got the speed to go end to end.
Takes a weird carom off the Zamboni doors. Carroll holds it in. Phillips shoots. Low shot. Rebound was there, but it wasn't cleaned up by the Chargers. Puck comes out to Jeanette. He'll get a tip on it before Phillips can retrieve for Carroll behind the net. Puts it right up to nobody. That's Elkins there for Homestead. And Jeanette will take over. Now Elkins again. Chips it down low where Mulholland takes over for Carroll. Sends it right back up to Homestead's Jeanette. Jeanette walks to the middle of the ice, defended by Mulholland. And off the crossbar, that was Juarez. Looked like the net might have moved. Juarez pleading his case, but Jacob Kohlmeyer, the referee, having none of it. Here comes Asiala Brandon. He'll get around one, goes to his knees, doesn't have the room to get a shot, and it'll just trickle to Reinhold with 31.7 seconds to go.
Yeah, definitely heard a clunk on that one from Juarez, but which pipe that was, hard to tell from this angle.
Looked like that one might have hit back bar. I thought I saw the net move, and definitely a interesting sound for potentially hitting off the crossbar, so who knows, but referee didn't call it, so the score remains 4-1. Eisenbarger wins the draw for Homestead, but it's Carroll that'll come away with it. Leininger now looking for another goal. Already has 3 on the night. Gets to the corner, doesn't have anything, so he just fires it to the middle where it's deflected by Nicole. Nicole now in the corner comes away with it. Passes up to Eisenbarger. Eisenbarger fires straight into the chest of Reinhold. Brandon, I got to say, after the 4-1 score came in, seems like scoring chances have definitely stabilized a lot on both sides. Outside of 1 or 2 here or there, the last 10-ish minutes, give or take, have been relatively calm.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Things have really slowed down a little bit here. Teams looking more analytically for their scoring chances.
Well, that'll be the end of the second period. Carroll leading 4-1 over the Homestead Spartans. We'll be back from the Parkview Sport One Ice House. You're watching Indiana High School hockey on SummitCitySports.com.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
All right, welcome back inside the Parkview Sport 1 Ice House. 4-1 is our score with the Carroll Chargers leading the Homestead Spartans here in the second intermission. Brandon, not what we expected, but Carroll Chargers coming out looking very strong tonight, and Homestead maybe a little bit on their heels.
Yeah, this is definitely probably a shocker for Homestead after I would assume the ease of their game last time out, back on the 21st, I believe, or 21st of October, where they won 6-2. And now, if things hold true, it might reverse.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one of the things that's really struck me about the difference between the last game and this game, you know, Carroll going into that last game hadn't played any games yet. Homestead had already played, I think, at least 3 games. So Carroll definitely looked, you know, not in game shape. And, you know, Homestead has just continued to keep playing games even as the rink has been closed. Like I mentioned earlier, they played 8 games in the time that we were off here on high school hockey, league-wise. And Carroll played 4 as well. So that's a team that's gotten more game shape ready. Do you think Homestead maybe playing all these games, do you think maybe it's a little bit of fatigue, a little bit of tiredness setting in with all the games they've had in such a short period of time?
I could see it. I could really see it. Because as we mentioned, you look up and down Homestead's roster. You know, as we mentioned before, Johnson, Reichart, Nicole, Asiala, Jeanette, Besh, Elliott, Doherty, Brimmer, Juarez, all these proven goal scorers just struggling right now. So you could obviously see that fatigue probably is coming in. Now on Carroll's half, while it is nice that you're up 4-1, and Simon Leininger, he's having a great game. Don't get me wrong. This is not trying to knock him or the Carroll Chargers the way they've been playing, because they've done a very good job. But maybe you want to try to find a little more secondary scoring on this, because while Leininger is having a great game, what happens like next week when he doesn't? He has an off night. Because right now it's pretty much Leininger leading the way for the Carroll Chargers. So one thing I would try to do if I was Carroll is try to get more secondary scoring here in the third period. Try to get the other players ready to go so they can answer back.
Yeah, and Brandon, you know, that brings me to one of the other points I wanted to make is that you mentioned the secondary and the primary scoring. Carroll is doing this right now without Devin Perry, who, to my understanding, has been out for as long as the rink was shut down, going back to last Wednesday with an injury or something like that. So, you know, when he comes back, that's going to add some scoring to them. And speaking of secondary scoring, a couple of players who have struck me tonight and who I mentioned in the open at least, I wanted to highlight, of course, Brody Burge, who I think his speed is really setting him apart right now from a lot of the other players on the ice. He's been doing a great job. Blakely's been in and around a lot of the scoring chances for Carroll, a senior. And Chris Wollum as well, you know. I mean, if he can start stepping up as well and putting some goals in, you know, this Carroll team, if they can keep some of these, the good shooting percentage going on here, you know, this could be a team to watch for sure. I think there's a lot of intrigue in this one with their good mix of some older players, but also some younger players. You go down the lineup, you know, Blakely, Woolham, and Perry are seniors, but next year coming back, they're still going to have Ringenberg, just a junior, and Burge, only a sophomore and already an alternate captain, one of the guys driving the bus for them. Tigner, who has been a little bit quiet tonight, is a sophomore as well. Leininger, a senior, who we've been talking about. Phillips on defense has been getting a lot of ice time for them. He's just a freshman. And Demiri as well, a junior. And we haven't even seen Carson Carteau tonight, who's just their sophomore goaltender. But you know, this team still has a lot of young pieces that they can work with, and if those guys continue to get better over the course of this season, you know, who knows where we see this team next year, or excuse me, later this year. You know, last year in the playoffs, they had the upset of the Vipers in the city playoffs and made it to the city championship. Didn't see that one coming. Really put up a good fight against Homestead for the majority of that game before they kind of just conceded the loss there at the end of the game. But you know, just a lot of really good things going on for Carroll right now. And those jerseys, I have to say, those jerseys might be one of them, Brandon. Those jerseys looking pretty solid tonight. You know, one of the differences between those jerseys and Leo's jerseys, well, that's especially important to us, is it's a lot easier to read the names and numbers on these Carroll jerseys than it was, unfortunately, for you who got the Leo game tonight, especially with the rosters on our phones instead of now having the printout copies. So we are getting to the end here of the second intermission, so we'll step aside again as the Zamboni finishes up and the players come back out for their stretches. The score is 4-1 Carroll. This is Indiana High School Hockey on SummitCitySports.com.
We have to do this. A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister, because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
Do you see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
Welcome back inside the Parkview Sport One Ice House for some more Indiana high school hockey action. We're getting ready for the start of the third period here on SummitCitySports.com. Again, the score is Carroll leading 4-1. Taking a quick look at the standings here in the Fort Wayne Amateur High School Hockey Association. Following our first game tonight, the Vipers are in first place, and it looks like it's going to stay that way, Brandon. Vipers are in first place with a 2-0 record and 4 points, and the Leo Lions down in the basement with an 0-2 record and 0 points. Brandon, this game really is for second place, it looks like. Or, it could be a tie here at first place for Homestead. And we'll have to see how those tiebreakers go out. But a very strong showing here from Carroll tonight. And as these teams get ready to take the ice, what are you looking for here in this third period from Carroll and Homestead?
Carroll, obviously, they want to keep the foot on the gas, don't want to relax too much. And Homestead, they're looking for their big names to get on the board here. As you mentioned, this is kind of a battle for second place here, as I think the tiebreaker would go to Carroll, because I think the tiebreaker is goals for.
Yeah, I would agree.
Carroll would hold second place, technically speaking, since they have 7. Or no, they'd still be tied, because the score remains the same. Carroll would have 6 goals for, and Spartans are at 7, so it would actually still be Homestead in second place.
Well, you know what? We are still a long way from the playoffs, but let's pause for a moment to get a quick word from our sponsor that so graciously allows us to come out here and do these games every week, along with all of our other coverage here on SummitCitySports.com. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. We serve every level of athlete with our integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about our services by logging on to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Well, as these teams stretch out, we'll step aside for another brief break here before face-off. You're watching Indiana Heights. Actually, never mind, because they just blew the whistle and we're going to get things started, Brandon. So, unfortunately, not going to get in any more words from our sponsors. We'll see who comes out first to start the period for these teams. It will still be Lane Copeland in Homestead's net. I thought there was a small chance that they would put in the freshman Alex Doherty, but doesn't look like that one's going to happen. I don't blame them. 4-1 with their team. It is still very much within reach here. So, Brandon, you know what? You mentioned Asiala and Besh earlier as guys who you think could score goals. Are you sticking with that, or are you maybe changing your opinion on who could get this next one to bring Homestead within 2?
I could still see both either way. Jeanette could be in there. Juarez could be in there. Doherty could be in there. Brimmer could be in there. Eisenbarger is already in there and could be back. As I mentioned, this Homestead team is really talented. As I mentioned before, I don't see Hunter Ramos, and I don't think he was a senior last year.
No.
He definitely could be another big asset for this Homestead team. So it's interesting that he's not a part of the program this year. I don't see him anywhere on the
I agree. I mean,
rosters.
Not with the team this year. That, like Dylan Marks, is of course a loss. You know, those guys leaving, playing for different teams before graduation hurts that team. But, you know, they're still going strong. Puck is down in Carroll's zone. It'll be started ahead by Burge. He sends it right out to Reichert at the top. Reichert sends it down where it's tipped briefly by Brimmer. Could barely tell, but now here comes Carroll. Potentially a 3-on-1. It's Burge with it. He'll go across for Blakely. That one's turned aside by Copeland. Another shot is also turned aside. Now here comes Homestead. Burge. He'll get to it first and send it down into the Homestead zone where it's for Reichert. Blakely with some pressure. The puck gives an area pass that misses Nicole. Will go all the way down for a no icing call. Waved off there by the linesman down in front of us. Now Carroll tries to get it out. Will come to Leininger, who takes a hit from Nicole, but his team still maintains possession. It's Ringenberg starting it forward. Looks, fires. Nicole tried to lay a hip check on him. Didn't happen. Now it's Byler. That's Besh with the puck now. He shoots, and it goes square into the chest of Reinhold, who will hold with 1 minute and 9 seconds gone from the third frame. Eisenbarger steps in on Homestead's side for the draw. You mentioned him earlier as the goal scorer, one of the bus drivers for this team. He wins it straight back. He'll get a tip on that one too. Besh almost finds one. Now Reinhold has to scramble across. That one misses the net. Then it comes out to neutralize for Asiala. Will start it for the Spartans. Taken right away by Wollum, knocked aside by Byler, where it's recovered by Besh. We'll go back to Byler now. Eisenbarger. He'll chip one in. Recovering for the Chargers is Kleinke. Demiri has a wall battle and he can't get it up. Eisenbarger puts the brakes on him, and he'll give a great breakout pass to Chris Wollum for the Chargers. Davies skates right past the Homestead player, changing it into the zone where Eisenbarger will have it for the Spartans. Stretch pass misses. The Spartans, that was Elkins looking for Besh. Missed, and that one will become an icing. And the puck will come all the way down and will be dropped to the right of the goaltender, Copeland.
Yeah, great job there by the goaltender, Reinhold over there. Carroll doing a good job of smothering those chances early here in the third.
Burge fires off the toe of Copeland. Homestead retrieves. Dodging a check is Elkins. That puck is whacked away by Craig. Jeanette comes away with it. He fires high. Rebound is there, but it can't be scored by Homestead. Still there again. Now it finds its way to the back of the net. Nicole keeps it. He'll skate it to the far side. He's tripped up. That'll be a penalty. The puck is still there. Jeanette fires. Blocked by a teammate. And Carroll will try and clear, but they'll touch it. And we'll have a penalty in Homestead, with the chance to cut the deficit here with 12:21 remaining in the third period. That penalty is going to be on Burge.
Homestead seems really snake bitten right now.
Yeah, they've had their chances.
Can't get anything going, really.
They just haven't been able to finish. You know, it seems like when they get chances on scrambles with potentially open nets, so they've had 2 or 3 of those, and they've just kind of missed.
Reinhold's got that force field up.
A little bit of a discussion going on with the coach for the Chargers. They're led by Jerry Mouse this year. coaching carousel for the Chargers with pretty much the same staff. They just all traded positions in the offseason, but it's Jeanette now with Homestead. Drops it off for Reichert. Puck misses Doherty and go behind the net where Juarez finds it. Sends it up to Nicole, but Nicole, a little bit of a misread there on what his teammate Juarez was going to do. It comes all the way down to Reichert. Will have to regroup behind his own net. About 1:35 left on the power play for the Spartans. Nicole gains the blue line. He'll skate in. He's got some room to work with. Goes behind the net, forced back there by Phillips. He'll leave it. Doherty gets it. Now he's pressured by Phillips. Blakely in the corner. Thought he might try and backhand it straight out, but it comes out to Juarez. Juarez winds and fires. Tipped by Doherty. Saved by Reinhold. Goes through the goal mouth. Can't find a Homestead stick and makes its way to the corner where a battle will ensue. Nicole wins the battle up to Juarez. Plenty of traffic in front, but he elects to pass back to Nicole. Now over to Reichert. Reichert walks in, fires, deflected high, and into the netting above the rink. 1:03 left in the power play for the Spartans, 11:24 in the third period. Brandon, what are you seeing so far on this power play for Homestead?
They're not really shooting it. They're looking for the perfect play. When you're down by 3, it's something you shouldn't be doing. You should really be trying to get as many shots on net as you can because you never know what's going to go in.
Well, there's a shot right off the face-off by Homestead. Caught by Reinhold, so we'll just run it back. Besh Eisenbarger out there for the Spartans, 2 players you mentioned. Asiala's going to have to retrieve, but Copeland will come out and give his teammate some help. Byler has it. He'll just hand it off to Asiala, who's really been running the show here on the PK and power play, regrouping. And Carroll will just get it, send it right back. Copeland will stop it behind the net, where guess who? Asiala will retrieve. Max Fiedler pressuring for Carroll. The puck comes out to center ice, and it'll be sent right back in by Clanky. As Homestead just continues to turn it over. Asiala now finds Byler. He'll carry it in. Challenged by Clinky. Can't find it. Eisenbarger looks for a teammate. Finds him. Backhand. Turned aside by Reinhold. Puck is chipped up to Woolham. He turns and burns on Byler. Has one man to beat. Asiala knocks that puck away. And he'll defuse the scoring chance for the Chargers. Byler brings it ahead now. Power play about to expire for the Spartans. Byler in the corner with it. Loses control, but Eisenbarger is there with support. He'll skate it around the top of the circle. Looks to fire, just wide. Now finds its way back down low to Besh. Besh will do the same thing. See if he finds a better shot. Unable to, he'll send it to Eisenbarger. Eisenbarger dangles through one, fires on Reinhold, turned aside, rebound, blocked in front by Demiri, and Besh will have it still in the corner. Knocked away from him, but his team still holds on to the puck for the time being. Eisenbarger up to Doherty. Doherty's got some space. He'll walk it down. Turns left. Fires, score. What a snipe by Doherty. And it's 4-2 Spartans. Way to pick the right corner there. Elliot Doherty does a great job just skating into the open space and picking his corner on Reinhold.
They're definitely one of the big names that needed to get on the board early here for Homestead, and they do. Elliot Doherty. And Homestead will look to continue.
Stick down in front.
Absolutely, they'll look to keep that one rolling. 9:42 to go. That line will stay out there for the Spartans. They'll be met by Blakely, Burge, and Leininger for the Chargers, who will start the puck forward, and that is a pass that'll go for an icing. Nobody home on that one from Craig. It looks like he's going to go for a change. The faceoff will be to the right of the goaltender, Reinhold, who suddenly finds himself under just a little bit more pressure. Still a 2-goal cushion for the Chargers and 9.5 to play. Certainly not comfortable, but they look to build on it. Here comes Leininger, turning and burning. He gets some space, loses the puck before he can make a pass across to Burge, who was wide open. Burge still finds it. He'll try and dangle. Copeland turns it aside, and Homestead Spartans will bring it ahead. That's Brimmer now. He's got support. He'll just fire a slap shot off the skate of Demiri. Recovered by Burge up to Leininger. He dodges a check from Doherty. Blakely pursues for Carroll, but he can't get there before Reichert. Elliot Doherty now sends it to Demiri. And it goes up the wall, takes an unfortunate bounce. So Carroll can't get it into the zone quite yet, but Burge takes over and does so. Fires, deflected by Loxton. Burge still on it. Elliott Doherty will clear it down, and that one will become an icing.
So Homestead picking up the early goal. It's 4-2. Definitely within striking distance. Carroll really needs to refocus and stay on the attack if they want to get a win here.
Puck comes out to Tigner. He'll fire on Copeland, who will save it. Puck is still loose. It's behind the net where a battle ensues. Woolham's on it for Carroll, but he sends it right to a Spartan. Tigner holds it for Carroll, but Nicole brings it. He's got a teammate calling for the puck, ignores him for the time being. He's got some space. He shoots, and he scores. And now, just like that, with the 6th Selly, it's 4-3 Spartans.
There's another name that we brought up, Anton Nicole. And yeah, that's definitely what Homestead needs. 4-3 is the score. 8:17 remaining here in the third period. As
looks like Carroll's going to take a timeout here, Brandon, after giving up 2 quick ones. 8:17 to play here in the third period. You're watching Indiana High School Hockey on SummitCitySports.com. Welcome back. Just getting back underway here in the third period. Homestead's now cut the deficit, and they're looking to tie it right back up. Elkins fires. Reinhold turns it aside. Cleared out by Carroll. That's Richardson on it for Homestead. His pass misses his D partner. That one's flinging around the goal mouth. Carroll almost had a shot at it there, but just was not in the right spot. Now Juarez brings it. He's a big guy for them. Misses net high and wide. Asialo holds it. He's got plenty of time. He'll fire high. That one's swallowed up by Reinhold. 7:45 to go, Brandon. 4-3. Plenty of time here for Homestead after getting 2 quick ones. What do you think Carroll, the head coach there, Jerry Mouse, was saying in that timeout to settle his team down a little bit?
Just focus on what made us so successful early on in the game. Focus on what we did to make it 4-1 at one point and try to get back to that.
Here comes Leininger now from Carroll. Defended by Doherty. He puts the brakes on, settles down. Dangles, but Doherty gets it. Now Besh chips it out of the zone to himself. Blakely in pursuit. He'll cut the angle off. Sends him behind the net. Tries a blind pass. Nobody home for Homestead. Here comes Leininger. Feeds ahead for Blakely. Bounces off of his stick. He'll still find a way to get it. He dangles, but that one is broken up by Reichert. Puck comes away for Homestead. Eisenbarger trying to beat the icing. He can't do it. Just a touch late. That one will come all the way back down. Eisenbarger just inches from getting that one called off. With 7:07 to play, the faceoff will be in the Homestead zone to the left of Copeland, who suddenly finds himself only down 1 goal. It'll be the Woolham unit out there for the Chargers. He steps in on the draw, wins it to his teammate, comes right after Clanky, who can't handle it. And a potential breakaway here. Nope, Reinhold's going to come out and play it to thwart that attempt. Jeanette is the player of the puck right now, but Woolham takes it away from him. Now Juarez gains it at center ice. He dangles around one, but Nicole has to pick it up for him. He goes wide, fires just wide of the goal on that one. Loxton finds it. He'll swing and miss. Now Juarez right in front of the net. A little bit of a tip situation there. Reinhold wasn't quite ready for it. The pass in front is deflected off a Carroll skate. Body is thrown down there by Elkins. Now Juarez finds it in the far side. Taken away now by Tigner. He tries to rim one high and out. Nicole holds it. Sends it right back down. Covered by Tigner. It's Elkins there for Homestead. He throws it right at the net. Almost goes in. Nicole finds it. Fires. And that one will be stopped and held on to by Reinhold, who throws a little bit of a slash, I believe, at Elkins. He's getting a little bit of a talking to there from Jacob Kohlmeyer.
Definitely see a little bit more frustration coming in from Reinhold, who's done so amazing in this game up until the two most recent goals that have brought this within a one-goal game.
Absolutely. Reinhold, a big reason why Carroll is in the lead here with a lot of his earlier saves in the game. Puck is in the Carroll zone. And that's going to be Leininger coming away with it. He tries to burn Asiala. Gets around one, but Doherty's there to clean that puck up. Leininger tumbles into the far boards. Now away with it comes Homestead again. I believe that's Brimmer with the puck. It is. Puck is turned over. Burge in the high slot. Tries to get a shot off. He's hit by Reichert, but Leininger retains possession for the Chargers. Demiri skates, dangles one, looking to get to the middle. Waits, fires, blocked by Reichert in front. The space was there, but unfortunately the traffic in front didn't allow him to get that shot through. Reichert now in the corner for Homestead. He's pursued by Burge. Burge gives him a cross check, and he'll come away with the puck. Out to Phillips. He'll shoot. No traffic in front. Almost gets the stick of Blakely. And Demiri comes down to hold that line. Burge a one-timer. That one is right. Another one. That one is blocked again by Homestead. Now the clear attempt is right into the skates of Fix. Doesn't matter. Brimmer comes away with it, gains the red line, dumps it in, and he'll take a change as the other Homestead forwards begin the forecheck. This one's coming to Leininger here on the near side. He tries to backhand it straight into Besh. Backhands another one. This one actually finds some open ice. Demiri is on it, but he's too slow. Byler gets there first. Just barely doesn't go out of play. And Besh has open ice, one-on-one with Tigner. Tigner breaks up the play and stifles that one. Now it's Ringenberg. Ringenberg on a break with Woolham. Fires off the post, and that one's going to stay out. Wow, Brandon. That one looked like it might have a chance. Copeland kind of came off of his spot there a little bit. Didn't really know where it was. That one easily could have gone sour for the Spartans, but they're still hanging in with a 4-3 deficit. 4 minutes, 32 seconds to play in the third period.
There's definitely a reason that they call the goalpost the goalie's best friend. And definitely the goalpost came up big on that one.
Absolutely. Battle ensues behind the net. Carroll comes away with it. Can't find anybody. Byler smacks it behind his own net where he'll recover. Dockery now in the corner. Shoots it up, and that one will go out of play. Faceoff will remain in the zone to the right of Copeland, so we'll just run it back. Some line changes coming in now for Carroll. They're going to put the Leininger, Blakely, and Burge line out there. It seems like Leininger has been on the ice almost the last 4 or 5 minutes here. It seems like he is always out there. And with the way he's playing tonight, I don't blame him. Dockery will try and clear it for the Spartans. It gets out, but doesn't find a home. Besh tries to pursue, and he'll at least force Carroll to slow up and fight for it. Besh now gets it behind the net, turns it around for a Carroll player. Apologies, folks. These numbers are kind of hard to read from a distance. But here comes Burge. 1-on-2. Henry Doherty turns him aside. Blakely tries to toe drag, loses control. PJ Eisenbarger, 1-on-2, fires wide. That's Leininger, pressured by Eisenbarger. He'll turn it away for Demiri, who's closed off there by Eisenbarger, takes a hit. And now Elkins has it in the slot. Fans one. Now here's Juarez. He'll shoot and snared in the glove of Reinhold. 3:25 to go. Homestead still down by one. Out comes Jeanette for the Spartans. He'll play with Juarez and Elkins. Hutchison and Nicole, the horses on defense for the Spartans, remain out there. It seems like Hutchison and Nicole have been involved on a lot of big plays here for Homestead, really controlling the game from the defensive side of things. Those two, and Asiala and Dougherty to an extent as well. Puck is just iced, almost iced down for Carroll, and it will become an icing immediately off the face-off. Just 2 ticks come off the clock, and we'll play it back. It's going to be Juarez versus Woolham in the dot. This is a huge face-off for Carroll here. If they can get it and break it out, maybe get a scoring chance here. Homestead, of course, would like to get their offensive zone set up really going here, and Phillips will try and get it out, but it's kept in by Homestead. Juarez now tries to feed one in front, turned aside by Carroll. Elkins. Now Jeanette in the center of the ice. He'll try and shoot for Juarez. Juarez tips it, but can't find the goal. Now here comes Ringenberg. He'll try and go around Nicole. Never mind, he cuts back to the center of the ice. Elkins with the back check breaks that play up, but Phillips is right there to slap it straight into the shin pads of Jeanette, and it comes back out where Jeanette will control. Ringenberg in hot pursuit, bumps him off, does 2 Carroll players. Carroll look to win this puck battle with 2.5 to play. Now Nicole, a shot goes through the 5-hole of Reinhold, but it's stopped. Homestead putting the pressure on right now. A one-timer by Nicole, deflected off a Charger, goes wide, and they'll send one down where it will become an icing. Brandon, 2:20 to play. Homestead still down by 1. If you're Coach DJ Fisher, are you taking a timeout here soon? It looks like they might be going for it.
There's probably going to be another whistle or 2 before we end things here. I'd probably definitely do it within the next whistle or 2.
Absolutely. We'll keep an eye on goaltender Lane Copeland down there. They'll probably look to pull him here soon if they get full possession within the next minute or so. That won't happen here, though, as that puck comes out. Henry Dougherty gets it over to Asiala. Blakely in pursuit. Asiala sends it to Dougherty, D to D. It goes up the wall to Eisenbarger. Chips it off the side wall, where a battle ensues. It's a 2-on-2 battle there in the zone. Leininger and Blakely for Carroll, but it's the Homestead Spartans that come away with it. Dougherty goes far side to his brother Elliott, who is a mile off sides, but just kept going for it anyways. And that one's going to come all the way down. Referee signaling icing, but that is not what the call is going to be.
I mean, one way or another, it's going to be all the way back down with it being either an icing or an intentional.
Either way.
Offside. Pretty sure Frizzo's going to be back down here anyway.
Actually, maybe it was icing. I don't know if he touched it, but either way. All right. Carroll wins the draw, but doesn't get the possession of the puck. It'll be Eisenbarger who tries to regroup for the Spartans. Reichert has it. He's got a stretch pass available. Sends it to him. Dougherty just cherry picking now, but that one actually does get to him. Carroll just sends one all the way down, and it will become an icing. Brandon, a lot of icings in this game so far, I got to be honest. Whereas opposed to the last game where we would go at like 5 minutes at a time of, nonstop action, but Homestead's going to call a timeout here with 1:29 to go. Scores 4-3, and we'll step aside. This is Indiana High School Hockey on SummitCitySports.com.
Excited about the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location with people that know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, Nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome back. A minute 29 to go. The net is empty for Homestead. They'll have 6 attackers out here trying to tie this game up with a minute and a half to go following the timeout. 4-3. Homestead wins the draw. And Asiala gets the puck. Now it's Byler who misses that one, and Woolham just fires it. Doesn't find anything except Asiala's glove. Fires it again. This one will trickle all the way down, and it will become an icing for the Chargers with a minute 13 to play. Brandon, it looks like their strategy might be to just try and ice it. Agree or disagree?
I'd try to get as close to the red line as you can, if you can, and try to go for the empty net. But you don't want to keep icing because then you're gonna risk them winning the face-off too cleanly one time, and it's going to be a good scoring chance.
Could not agree with you more. All right, a big hit is almost laid there by Homestead. That was Nicole, and it goes all the way down for, guess what, an icing.
As I mentioned during our timeout, I might have to start playing some vanilla icing here with how much icing we've had.
Honestly, it's been the opposite of the last game, but nonetheless, Eisenbarger's still in there for Homestead. Same lines, no changes yet. Tries to win the draw. It's just ripped by a Carroll defender. It's deflected now by Carroll. Doherty will get it, send it up to Asiala. He's defended by Burge, goes D to D for Nicole. Nicole looks, fires. That one is socially distancing from the net. Now here comes Byler. Byler taking his time, looking at his options. He leaves it behind for Juarez. Juarez tries to make a pass up to Nicole. It's originally deflected, and it will eventually now come out. Byler controls again, gains the red line, chips it in because he's about to get hit by Burge. Woolham gets it. He'll rim it around. Stopped by Nicole. 20 seconds to play. Blakely tries to get it out. It comes now out to center. Asiala brings it for the Spartans. Juarez has it. Almost runs into a teammate, and Carroll will take over with 10 seconds to play. The shot goes for the empty net, and it is just wide. With 9.1 seconds to play, the faceoff will come all the way back down inside the Carroll zone. But Carroll doing a pretty solid job fending off Homestead so far, who's got Doherty, Juarez, Eisenbarger, Byler, Asiala, and Nicole out on the ice right now. You see Nicole at the bottom of your screen playing way out here, probably going to be looking for a D-to-D pass to him. Juarez also in a shooting position. They win the faceoff. Asiala has it. He tries to shoot. Woolham doesn't let him. Woolham gets to it. He's going to chip it down. Blakely pursues, and that's going to be the game. The Carroll Chargers are going to knock off the Homestead Spartans by a final score of 4-3. What a win for the Chargers. They went up 4-1. Homestead made it interesting with 2 third-period goals, and it was 4-3. But you know what? Carroll will take the split in their first 2 league matches of the season. We'll be back here on Saturday for some more Indiana high school hockey action. But for now, for my cameraman Hunter Sosenheimer, Brandon Porter on color, I'm Joe Hacker. You've been watching high school hockey on SummitCitySports.com.